connection and collaboration. And this is incredibly important, right? Because the stronger that our relationships are, the more comfortable we feel, the more trust that we have, and the more information can flow. And frankly, we can get our work done, right? So I mentioned earlier, build in opportunities to connect during your meetings, make it fun, right? And I know some of this stuff feels weird, right? It does feel weird. It feels awkward. And I'm going to talk to you about intentional small talk in just a minute, which really feels awkward. But it feels awkward because it's new, because we haven't done it. All we're doing is getting to those same means, right? We're staying connected. We're collaborating with our team. How we're doing it is a little bit different, and that's okay. I also want to point out that I'm giving you guys like a lot, right? There's a lot of tactics here, a lot of strategies. And the reason that I give you so much is because there's no one magic formula for your team. You are going to try things. Some things are going to work beautifully. Some things are not, and that's okay. So with that said, the next point here is intentional small talk. So Harvard Business Review wrote a really great piece about the importance of small talk and how for remote people that are working remotely, it's one of the things they really miss. And it is, even though we may not think about it, it is a building block in connection and relationship building. So I encourage you to make the time to engage in small talk. And the reason I call it intentional small talk is for two reasons. Number one, you're planning it, right? So you may have a weekly goal. I'm gonna have small talk with two of my my team members or my colleagues this week. And I would even encourage you as a team to come up with some of those small talk questions. And again, that seems a little weird or awkward, but the reason this is important is because if there's not like a go-to list of questions or conversation starters, then what's going to happen? You're going to get on the phone, and if you already know that person, you're going to chat it up about whatever, it's going to be fine. But if you don't know that person that you're talking to as well, you may kind of like, okay, small talk, ready, go, which is weird and awkward. So as a team, maybe come up with 3 or 4 different questions or conversation starters that you can use when you're engaging in those small talk conversations. Water Cool Wednesday just kind of goes along with that idea. I've seen a lot of teams that have a specific date and time every week. For 45 minutes, half an hour, whatever works. And it's, some people call it a lounge, like, hey, we're going to open up this teleconference line. Whoever wants to join, cool. We're not going to talk about work. We're just going to talk about, our kids or the weather or whatever it is, but it's just a chance to connect in a way that it's not so focused on work. It's more focused on us as people. Coffee meeting roulette. I love that. So this is really about, you put everybody in your team, you put their names in either a virtual or a real jar, and then you pull the names out randomly 2 at a time. And then for that week, those 2 people get to have a coffee meeting together, right? Virtually, probably, or maybe not. But it's an opportunity to get together with someone on the team who maybe you wouldn't have an opportunity to talk with regularly. That's a really good way to do some networking across your agency as well. And then finally, ask for and offer feedback. This is a very interesting moment in the modern day workplace, and it's wonderful and great, and some of us are really, really embracing that, and that's awesome. And for others, for some of us, it's hard. And so I encourage you to support each other, and I encourage you to ask for and offer feedback to one another. And when I talk about feedback, I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, I have to go have this performance conversation. I'm saying things like, I might say to Jackie, hey, Jackie, I saw your IM and it was really detailed, and thank you so much for all that detail. Going forward, would you mind putting that really nuanced, detailed stuff in an email? That would be so helpful to me. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So I'm just giving some feedback. Or, hey, Sarah Lynn, I really appreciated you sent me that email recently, and you had everything bulleted out, and it was so concise and perfect. It was great. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic event.